Hi, Justin here with Golf Digest Middle East, and today I'm going to be talking about short iron play. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the way that we test short iron play and the way that we develop short iron play here at the golf school, some of the areas of club fitting you need to look at, some of the areas of feel, and some of the areas of technique that are really going to help you to become a better short iron player. We use TrackMan Launch Monitor to help players understand exactly what they're doing with short iron play, and we also help them to test themselves a little bit. One of the tests that we put together this winter for Rory McIlroy, who was here, was a randomised short iron test between 80 and 140 yards, which we hoped would help Rory become better within that distance. Now, towards the end of the testing, Rory outscored everyone who's ever done the test before at a score of, I think, 92 points. That meant that between those distances, he was hitting the ball 11 feet from the hole on average. And that's a great statistic. So if he hits one of his long drives, he gets it in there to 11 feet and gives himself a good chance for birdie. The way that he does that, and the way that a lot of the good short iron players do that, they control the dynamic loft. The loft that they put on the ball at impact, they seem to control the dynamic loft very well. They also control the spin that they put on the golf ball very well. They don't put a lot of right to left spin on the ball with their short iron play. They tend to have a fairly neutral or even a little bit of a left to right spin. So two things that you can do to help you with dynamic loft and also controlling the spin you put on the ball. The first is just good fundamentals. You're going to make sure that with your short iron play, your ball's positioned around about the center of your stance. You've got the handle leaning. You know, we look sometimes 4 to 6 degrees of handle lean. This is a 9 iron. That's going to help you keep the handle forward through impact, and a little bit of weight favoring your left side. When it comes to moving through the ball and making sure that you put the right spin on the ball, I think it's really good to understand a little bit about what we refer to as D-plane. Very complex, I'm still struggling to understand all of it, but basically we've got an understanding now for the three-dimensional way the club face moves through impact as it strikes the golf ball. And as a rule, what we're thinking of is, if the club's on the way down to hit the ball, like it would be for a short iron shot, it's tending to move to the right. And if the club's on the way up to hit the ball, the way it would do, say, for a driver from a high tee, it's tending to move to the left. So what you see with a lot of really good short iron players is that they tend to set up a little bit to the left. They tend to look as if they're fading or swinging a little bit to the left. And a great exercise for you guys to try and get this working in your games is to set up, bring the toe of the club up and back a little bit, the handle of the club down and forward a little bit, and practice hitting some shots, releasing your body to square the face of the club, and that's going to help you with your exit to the left. So some of the other things we see with good short iron players, we tend to see a 15-yard gap between the full swings of the wedge to the next wedge, or the 8 or the 9 iron. So that would mean that if your 56-degree wedge goes 100 yards, we would want to think that your 52-degree wedge would go 115 yards. Once you get out around about 20 yards of a gap, it tends to put you in a position where it's difficult for you to get to some of the yardages that TrackMan would call out for you. So with the testing, for example, you might be standing ready to hit a shot and it'll say 102. Well, you've got to be able then to feel what a 102 type of shot feels like. So regardless of the fact that some of the modern technology can sometimes come across as quite advanced, this will really give us a good understanding for how we're applying the club to the ball through impact, exactly how far the ball's going through the air, how far it's finished from the hole, and it's a great tool to help us develop our players in certain areas. So that was a good look at short iron play. I hope you got a lot from it, and I hope you make some more birdies from looking at some of those drills.